And yet again, an episode ending off with Bond showing why he's my favorite character. I mean, majority of this episode wasn't about Bond. We got little bits here and there, a little bit of his backstory or whatnot. But for the most part, I was just like, man, once he kicks into full gear and he becomes like full-time in the series or whatever, you're gonna understand. But this episode, yet again, is just like, even the small glimpses of him just kick ass and it's like, he's a fucking badass. Let's go. So in this episode, it kind of gave us a little bit more of a closer look into Meliodas and just how he is not to be fucked with. When we get the little backstory of even Bond, one of his crewmates, one of his people, went to grab his sword and he's like, yo, hands off, hands off. And it makes you wonder just what was up with him. Was it a special power? What was going on when we see that black mark appear on Meliodas' forehead? Probably some huge foreshadowing for something later in the future, but just getting that little backstory all together, just how fucking beast Meliodas can get. You think Bond is a beast, and he absolutely is, no questions asked, but Meliodas, when you piss him off enough, he will become an ultimate beast as well. And it gets a little more into Bond's character as well, how much of a troll he is. Like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna take the sword, yeah. Oh, you don't want me to touch it? I'm gonna touch it even more. I'm gonna steal it, bro. So it definitely gives more of his character, even though we've only got small glimpses here and there. It's like, he's a troll, he's a funny dude, but at the same time, he's a fucking badass. And a lot of this episode was the weird fangs yet again, especially this Gold Geass guy that was trying to take Meliodas' sword, conspiring with the old doctor dude. Old doctor dude got exactly what he deserved, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to poison someone when you're supposed to be a doctor, I mean, Kenzo Tenma would not agree with that. And ultimately, seeing that, I was like, you got what you deserved, ultimately. You got fucked up. And the first half of this episode, the art was kind of a little wonky. There was times where I was like, whoa, what's up with Meliodas' like face? It looks a little off or whatever. So the art wasn't the best in the first half. But the second half, when Meliodas was just like kicking ass and everything, the art and animation both was just going all in. So it was like, I guess they saved some of the budget from the first half for the epic parts of the second half. And seeing a little bit of the powers of the weird Fang using these illusions to make Meliodas and Diane go at it. And it's like, you got two strong-ass motherfuckers, a giant, and then Meliodas going at it thinking that they're fighting the opponent, so they're going all in, and it's like, yeah, that builds for some interesting combat. But for the most part, the fights were pretty simplistic, especially compared to what I know the Seven Deadly Sins will ultimately become. So it was alright fighting for the most part. The guy was getting his ass kicked, and again, it shows a little bit more of how smart Meliodas is. I mean, at the end of the day, he was able to trick that dude into falling into the little, path that he made or whatever to fuck him over. So it's showing once again that he's a very smart fighter and tactician. But easily the best part of the episode was towards the end. I mean, all the bits with Bond in this episode stole the show. First seeing the backstory with him and Meliodas, how Bond got that scar, it was because of Meliodas, and getting a little foreshadowing of Meliodas. But then also at the end with Bond and Jericho, it's like, he stripped Jericho butt fucking naked, left her, well, not butt naked, he left her in a bra and panties, but you know how much humiliation that is to do that to somebody? And then when they try to stop him, I'm like, you don't fuck with Bond, bro. You don't fuck with Bond. He's like, yo, he's crazy. And it makes you wonder just what's up with his power, because he gets stabbed right through the chest, and at first it's like, no, don't kill Bond. And then he's like, I got you, motherfucker. And the episode ends with a troll laugh. Very fucking awesome episode again. It's like, call me a fanboy or whatever, but hands down, my favorite character in this series is Bond, and episodes like this show why. Even small little glimpses of him, and he's fucking kicking ass. But the threat that they're facing, to be fair, isn't the like greatest or whatever. The Gold Geass and these guys, they just like have tricks, and they're like tricksters, but they're not on that level to fuck with the Seven Deadly Sins, in my opinion anyway. Because if they were really struggling, Meliodas wouldn't be able to like get out of fucking bed after just getting wrecked and just grab dude like nothing. So yeah, I'm leaning between 7.5 to an 8 for this episode. The first half of the episode felt a little bit slow. Second half was where it really took off, and then the bits with Bond. So I'll leave it up to you whether you think 7.5 or an 8 is more appropriate for this episode, because it was between, a really good and a very good. So yeah, let me know what you thought about that. And what do you think about Meliodas, first of all, getting that little black sign on his forehead? What did that mean? Is that just when he gets angry that, he gets super powerful? What do you think about Bond, like getting more of his character in this one? And Meliodas versus Diane is like, it was a small little scuffle that we got so far seeing it, but it's like you're getting two of the Seven Deadly Sins already going at it, even if they're misguided because they're under this hypnosis or whatever. It's like pretty cool stuff. And Jericho's tenaz. And your world thoughts of this episode? Again, a very enjoyable episode and just really kicking ass. Seven Deadly Sins taking off, and I'm loving it. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you can do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, Bond for the motherfucking win. Have an awesome day.